Since 2019, the sixth and current president of Ukraine, Ukrainian politician and comedian Volodymyr Zelensky, has been the subject of controversy because he does not wear a suit. In this video, we will explain why he does not wear a suit. Before moving on to our video, you can like our video and subscribe to our channel. Let's move on to our video right away. When Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived in Washington last Friday, he was met with a comment from U.S. President Donald Trump. "You're dressed very nicely today." This remark was just the first of several directed at Zelensky's attire that day, leading to aggressive questioning of his clothing choices. Brian Glenn, a reporter for the conservative cable network Real America, confronted Zelensky asking, "Why don't you wear a suit? You hold the highest office in this country, yet you refuse to wear one." He continued by stating, "Many Americans take issue with what they see as a lack of respect for the dignity of this office." Zelensky's response was simple: "I will wear a suit when the war is over." "I will wear costume after this war will finish," Zelensky replied. The word suit can be translated into Ukrainian as kostyum. Zelensky's choice of attire has remained unchanged since the war began in 2022. Instead of suits and dress shoes, he opts for simple sweatshirts, usually black or olive green, cargo pants, and work boots, often featuring the symbol of Ukraine's trident. This decision is a deliberate one, meant to project an image of solidarity with his people as they continue to fight for their country's survival. Since the full-scale invasion, Zelensky has consistently presented himself in military-style clothing, even during high-profile visits. When he first addressed the U.S. Congress after the invasion, he wore a signature khaki sweater. Whether in state visits, TV interviews, or meetings with soldiers on the front lines, he has maintained this look, reinforcing a strong and unwavering message about Ukraine's ongoing struggle. Prior to the war, Zelensky dressed like any other world leader, donning suits and maintaining a clean-shaven appearance. However, his image has since transformed, with even his beard now serving as a symbol of his wartime leadership. Agatha Gorsky, co-founder of the Shadows Project, a creative consultancy focused on Ukrainian culture, stated, "This is our reality. Our president reflects that. Walk around Kyiv, and you'll see people dressed the same way." Zelensky's clothing choices send a message that Ukraine is still at war. Unlike past leaders such as Winston Churchill, who once visited the White House wearing a one-piece suit designed for air raid shelters, Zelensky does not alter his appearance even for diplomatic events. Instead, his outfit has become an integral part of his image, ensuring that no one forgets the situation his country faces. Military-style clothing is often associated with power, authority, and legitimacy, worn by generals, war veterans, and statesmen alike. However, Zelensky's attire is not a formal uniform adorned with medals. Instead, it conveys the image of an off-duty soldier, an ordinary citizen standing with his people. His consistency in appearance underscores his alignment with the Ukrainian forces and civilians enduring the hardships of war. Gorsky argues that criticism of Zelensky's attire extends beyond the Oval Office, suggesting that such scrutiny mocks those fighting for their nation's survival. She believes Zelensky, given his background in comedy and acting, understands better than most the impact of appearance. He knows exactly what it means to dress a certain way and play a role. Zelensky's wife, Olena Zelenska, has also faced criticism for her fashion choices. The couple's decision to participate in a 2022 Vogue photo shoot sparked heated debates, with Republican politician Lauren Boebert accusing Zelensky of viewing Ukrainians as a bunch of suckers. Some argued that Zelensky's stylish wardrobe contradicted the ongoing war efforts. Despite the controversy, many Ukrainians see Zelensky's unconventional style as a powerful statement of solidarity and a shift from traditional political norms. For them, his appearance represents a modern, charismatic leadership that defies outdated expectations. Gorski emphasized, "What we realize today is that leadership is no longer defined by wearing a suit, nor does it have to be." Volodymyr Zelensky, the current president of Ukraine, has had a remarkable journey from being a comedian and television producer to becoming a political leader. His rise to power is a unique example of how an outsider with no prior political experience can influence a nation's political landscape. Volodymyr Alexandrovich Zelensky was born on January 25, 1978, in Kryvyi Rih, a city in central Ukraine, which was then part of the Soviet Union. His family was of Jewish descent, and his father, Alexander Zelensky, was a professor of cybernetics, while his mother, Rima Zelenska, worked as an engineer. Zelensky was an academically gifted student and showed an early interest in the arts and performance. As a child, he spent several years in Mongolia, where his father worked on a government project. He later returned to Ukraine and attended Kryvyi Rih Economic Institute, a branch of Kyiv National Economic University, where he earned a law degree. However, he never pursued a career in law, as his passion for entertainment took over. Zelensky's foray into the entertainment industry began in his teenage years when he joined a local comedy troupe. His big break came in the 1990s when he became a key member of Kvartal 95, a popular comedy group that performed in the Ukrainian and Russian-speaking world. The group gained widespread fame through its participation in the comedy competition KVN, a Soviet-era improvisational comedy show that remained popular in post-Soviet countries. Zelensky's quick wit and charismatic stage presence made him a fan favorite, and Kvartal 95 became one of the most successful comedy collectives in Ukraine. In the early 2000s, Zelensky transitioned from performing to producing. He co-founded Studio Kvartal 95, a production company that created numerous television programs, films, and satirical shows. One of his most notable projects was the TV series Servant of the People, which aired from 2015 to 2019. In the show, Zelensky played a high school teacher who unexpectedly becomes the president of Ukraine after a viral video of his anti-corruption rant captures the public's imagination. The show was a massive success and resonated deeply with Ukrainian audiences who were frustrated with real-life corruption and political dysfunction. As Servant of the People gained popularity, Zelensky's name became increasingly associated with real-world political change. In late 2018, he announced his candidacy for the Ukrainian presidency under the banner of the newly formed Servant of the People political party, named after his TV show. His campaign was unconventional, relying heavily on social media and direct engagement with citizens rather than traditional political structures. Zelensky positioned himself as an anti-establishment figure, promising to fight corruption, reform government institutions, and end the ongoing war in eastern Ukraine. His lack of political experience was seen by many as a strength rather than a weakness, as he was viewed as untainted by the country's entrenched political elite. In April 2019, Zelensky won the presidential election in a landslide, securing over 73% of the vote against incumbent Petro Poroshenko. His victory was widely interpreted as a sign of public frustration with traditional politics and a demand for a new direction. Since taking office, Zelensky has faced significant challenges, including the COVID-19 pandemic, economic difficulties, and ongoing tensions with Russia. His leadership has been tested by the full-scale Russian invasion of Ukraine, which began in February 2022. Zelensky's response to the war, including his refusal to leave Kyiv and his daily addresses to the Ukrainian people, has earned him international recognition as a determined leader defending his country. From his early days as a comedian to becoming one of the world's most talked-about political figures, Volodymyr Zelensky's journey is extraordinary. His transition from entertainment to politics demonstrates the power of media and public sentiment in shaping modern leadership. Whether he will be able to fully realize his vision for Ukraine remains to be seen, but his impact on the country's history is undeniable.